Hi everyone, welcome to this week's astrology and pick a crystal reading for the week ahead, June 15th to the 21st. Before I talk about the astrology, have a look at the crystals here and see what you're drawn to. So there's 4 different crystals here. The first one is a rose quartz, raw piece of rose quartz, so not polished, still very beautiful. Pyrite is the second one, so that's the pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. This one is a piece of, it's an agate slice. And this one is a beautiful blue goldstone. See all the sparkles in there. So they're the ones that I've got today for this week. Just go with what your gut feeling is pulling you towards for your messages. That will be after I talk about the astrology. Okay, so this week is a huge week energetically and with the astrology. Why? Because it's the solstice week. So on the 21st, the 21st, the sun moves into Cancer, and we also have the new moon in Cancer, which is a solar eclipse, and this happens at the 0 degree point of Cancer. So very powerful energies. 0 degrees of cardinal is an energy of change, and you know, the 0 degree in astrology is known as the critical or anaretic degree, also like 29 degrees and 0 degrees, both considered critical degrees. So powerful energies here of change, turning points as well. So Cancer energy is about the connection with your family, your roots, your beliefs that come from traditions, that come from, you know, mother, that come from nurturing from the family background. And also with this new moon solar eclipse, there's an energy of belonging, and where do I belong in this world? And you know, feeling that connection with certain souls that feel like you have a deep connection, you know, a deep soul connection. So issues related to mothering, parenting, family, home, you know, where you live, the actual home, the dwelling that you live in. These are all issues and things that can come up. It can be a very emotional time. Even though it is a solar eclipse, it's not as emotional perhaps as a lunar eclipse just generally, but because of the Cancer influence here with the sun and moon, new moon in Cancer, it can actually make this solar eclipse more emotional for some people. And the solstice, you know, is the summer, you know, the turning point into summer in the northern hemisphere and hitting the winter season in the southern hemisphere. So very interesting energies. I will always I notice in my life that when we're on the equinox or the solstices, the energies are very intense and quite significant things tend to happen. So it'll be interesting to see. Make a mental note that the energy of change that's around you now will be unfolding gradually over the next 3 to 6 months. So it's not like a change that just happens all at once on the solstice or on the new moon solar eclipse, but it can unfold gradually over the next 3 to 6 months. So it's, you know, whatever you're creating in your life now is very important. So whatever we start on these very powerful points of change can be very powerful in our life. So that energy is happening the 21st, so at the very end of this week. Earlier in the week, this week is Mercury retrograde, so been through this many times. So, you know, always, you know, several times a year we have a Mercury retrograde. So this one's also in Cancer. So it goes from June 18th through to July 12th, this one, between 14 degrees all the way back to 5 degrees of Cancer. So with Mercury retrograde, the same, you know, I always say it's a time of rethinking things and revising things, but also you do want to double check details. So if you have to travel somewhere, you want to make sure you know exactly where you're going, because it's the sort of propensity for mistakes and having to double check and redo things is just so common under Mercury retrograde. So if you have to, you know, send an important letter or an email to someone, make sure you triple check it before sending it. If you have to send important documents, make sure you've got the right address, you know, double check these things. If your gut instinct says, oh, I've got this address, but I'm not sure if this is the correct address for someone, double check it, ask them, you know, just listen to your intuition, because with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, your intuition will be very good actually at this time. All right. So yeah, Mercury retrograde period, you know, things can break down sometimes, like cars, phones can do weird things, computers can crash, that's common. But, you know, also in the Mercury retrograde time, it's not the best time to make super serious decisions or sign contracts. I always say that. And it is true. Especially because we're also in the Saturn retrograde period. That also enhances that energy of not really the best time to make huge life changes. But, you know, sometimes people do have big changes happen to them in this time, and that's life. You know, there are unpredictable things that occur. We can't always control that. But if you have the choice in making decisions, then, you know, you can wait till the energy is more favourable. If you'd like to book a reading with me to ask about astrology or any other questions, you know, psychic tarot reading, all that sort of thing, the link will be below. Turnaround time at the moment, I'm super busy. It's minimum 7 to 14 business days. Okay. What else? We still have the Mars in Pisces, still within range of conjunction to Neptune. It was exact last week. It's still active this week though, so there is some confusion with direction for a lot of people. A lot of people will be feeling that. So it still feels like it's not the best time to try to make really dramatic decisions, but, you know, everyone's different. Some people may feel called to, but there is a lot of confusion still with the Mars still being in range of Neptune in Pisces, which is very foggy energy, okay? But the main thing this week is that solar eclipse on the 21st, and that's pretty much it for the astrology this week. Oh, and sorry, one last thing. From Tuesday, Saturn is still in its retrograde, going back to the 0 degree point of Aquarius. So we have 2 critical degrees this week. Saturn on the 0 degree point of Aquarius, which is very significant, and the solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse on 0 degrees of Cancer. Wow. So there's this kind of tension, kind of suspense, like this feeling of suspense a little bit in the air, okay? So yeah, a bit of a cautious energy, I would say, or being cautious this week with your personal energy in some way. So yeah. Okay, so let's get to these messages here. So I'm just going to sort of rearrange these a little bit. So just move them out of the way. So I can start with the first one, which is, this is for Rose Quartz. Let's see what you guys have. So there's 3 cards this week. You guys have Temperance from the Tarot. This is the Animal Totem Tarot. This is the daily crystal inspiration. You have Chrysoprase, Allow Yourself to Receive, and you have, oh, interesting, Foundations and Achievement, which is to do with home life and family. And just make sure they're sitting. Okay, so, right, so you guys have some kind of healing around receiving and abundance, and there could be something to do with home life, family this week for you guys. That is quite strong. I'll just fix that glare. So let me just see. Temperance is about healing, as I said. There's a beautiful energy here with this card, with this beautiful flamingo. You know, if you've ever seen a flamingo, they're just very magical, majestic, beautiful creatures. There's a rainbow here and a waterfall. There's a sense of abundance here. I want to say, if you know you've been concerned about finances, I feel like you're in a healing process with this at the moment. So it could be about money, sense of abundance, sense of connection with other people, family, because there's a family represented here. But like, I really feel, look at this, guys, there's 2 rainbows in your reading. That's just very rare. So rainbows are actually a symbol for new beginnings, okay? So what I'm getting here for you guys, there's a chance of a new beginning, emotionally speaking, and also financially and abundance wise, in some way, shape or form for you this week. And it does say allow yourself to receive here. Wow. So there could be something coming in this week that's very positive for you. And it could be related to family or home life, or just your sense of abundance, you know, where you are in the world in terms of, you know, materially speaking. But there's also a beautiful spiritual energy here. So you might, even if you don't have to have everything materially, but you can still feel a sense of abundance. You know, you can still feel a sense of being tapped into the beauty of life, the mystery of life, the magic, you know. That's very magical energy with the Temperance card. So also what I want to say is, could be a separate message or part of the same message, but you could be healing an issue in yourself this week to do with receiving. maybe you're someone that gives a lot or puts out a lot of energy, but you feel like you're not receiving enough from the universe. But this is talking about being in tune with receiving more and letting yourself receive more. Receive good energy, positive energy this week. Also, I'm getting focusing on the heart chakra, and this, when you tune into the heart chakra and you focus on that energy, there is a sense of fulfillment that actually can come from within your own heart. And, you know, rather than sort of overthinking things in the mind, tuning into the heart chakra as a way of healing these issues to do with abundance is another message. And for some people, there's positive developments in family, or something that has been stressful or difficult to do with home or family is healing this week. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So the next one is Pyrite. These are your messages. Trapped in fear. 7 of Cups. Starting afresh. Goodness me. Alright, so if you chose Pyrite, what I'm getting here is, if there's been something in your life, it could be spiritual in nature, it could be emotional because of the cups here, it could be a pattern of behavior, it could be relationship related, it could be psychological, which I feel with the trapped in fear card. You are starting afresh this week. So this equinox energy, this solstice energy is allowing you to tap into something that is like a turning point for you. It's almost like a point of evolution, a point of growth. And this 7 of Cups is like, I feel distractions and negative things. Look at these they look like dragonflies hovering around all these cups. It's almost like I feel, you know, normally dragonflies are beautiful, but in this case I feel these are like negative energies, to be honest. It's how I'm reading it psychically with this 7 of Cups here. It's like negative energies attracted to a scattered energy that you've been trying to deal with in yourself. And I really like this energy here. It's the chrysocolla crystal, and it says start fresh. So it's talking about coming out of fear and coming more into being more aligned to your higher self, to your spirit, rather than being distracted in too many people, too many, you know, different energies, too many distractions, or things that are just indulgences that you don't really benefit from. These things might be keeping you tied up in strange energies. I feel the 7 of Cups in this case feels very, like it's a very strange, eerie, kind of distracting, indulgent energy here. There's also, you know, with this particular crystal color, it's to do with the throat chakra, which is communication. So you might benefit from journaling your inner thoughts this week. Or I'm getting also, you know, working out something that's from within your heart and mind that is going to bring you clarity, and it's going to let you come out of this old cycle of negativity in some way. So it might just be that one area of life has felt a little bit negative lately, or you maybe have tapped into an aspect of yourself in recent times that has some kind of fear energy connected to it, and that's been keeping you stuck in some way. But I'm getting the word honesty here, and with this card here, it's like being honest with yourself to break free from all these distractions that keep you very scattered and not feeling stable in yourself. Okay, so it's about stability moving forward, and that is what the fresh energy here is with Start Afresh. It's about you being more stable in yourself as you move forward, being more confident and striving for better in your life is what I'm feeling. And it doesn't mean that you're not doing good. It just might mean that there's something happening here that has kept you kind of scattered, or feeling undermined, or feeling like you're behind the 8 ball all the time, that you're not quite, you know, getting where you want to go. So I feel like that's shifting for you this week if you chose the Pyrite. Alright, so let's look at what's next. So the next one was the blue Agate Slice. Isn't that pretty? You guys have Strength card. Wow. Turquoise. Prioritize your health. Moving on. 6. Interesting, because 6 is, you know, 6 in astrology is the 6th house to do with health, work and routine. It does mention health here, so that's interesting. Strength. I'm getting the word discipline here. So, look, this might just be a message for some people. I just sort of sip some water. There is something about looking after your health coming up, and just kind of putting a bit more effort with your health so you can feel a bit more on top of things. Look at this figure. He's like walking out of the dark cold energy into the warmth and the light, getting outside, getting into nature, going for nature walks, going for hikes, getting that, you know, your body moving and circulation happening. This is also another card of some, you know, energy outdoors. 2 energies with the outdoors here. Freeing up your energy is what I'm feeling with this. Opening up your energy field, freeing it up, and self-discipline I'm hearing with the Strength card. So you're moving into a time from this week where the energy here is feeling more in control of yourself. Okay, feeling more self-aware, feeling more discerning about what you choose, which is the 6 as well. What you choose for your life in terms of other people, realizing that you need to make yourself a priority. That's not selfish, that's just looking after yourself with the prioritize your health card here. I'm also getting with the turquoise, being willing to speak up more and assert yourself more. And it's not that you don't do that, but it's just saying that this is where the energy is headed here. And I also am getting creative self-expression here can come into it for some people as well, which is nice. So you may be looking at how you can express yourself in the world more creatively in a way that's satisfying you and possibly bringing you more opportunities, because I feel like this moving on card has something to do with the way you, not only to do with your mental well-being, your health, but it's also to do with something to do with work or an opportunity, but it may not be something traditional. It may be you're doing something else that's on the side that's creative, okay? Just for some people. But there is something about self-discipline and health this week, looking after your health, doing things that actually bring about a feeling of strength. So if you've been, you know, recently doing something that makes you feel weak or tired, to, you know, look at these things again and see, okay, what can I sort of gradually eliminate in my health, that maybe in my diet that's not good for me, and just do it slowly so that I don't notice it as much. But there is something about purifying the diet here. I'm picking up on self-discipline so that you feel stronger. I am getting a bit of a tired feeling, so if someone, or maybe someone's watching, may be feeling very tired recently. You know, this looks like a yak or some kind of like beast of burden, has a massive load to carry on its back there, and so you might be very busy and you might have a lot going on in your life that just sometimes feels like a burden. It feels like you just can't catch a break, and you sort of want to break out of this pattern. I could be talking to another group of people now, but I always get multiple messages coming through. But there is something here about lifting your energy up through your own self-discipline, through changing certain things in your life. And the 6 can be the details as well, like just tweaking little things. Like for me, like when I cut down on sugar years ago, I noticed my health improved, and not only that, but my energy levels just went up so much. And, you know, I personally, I mean, everyone's different, but I personally don't drink alcohol, and I don't have much sugar in my diet, and those things keep my energy high, so that I can do all the things that I need to do. And I'm a pretty busy person, so I like to have that energy, you know. So there's something here about working out for you personally, what's going to work for you. It could be like health supplements, it could be powdered greens, it could be, you know, certain vitamins or minerals that you're missing. You know, all that kind of stuff is also coming into it with these messages this week, and looking after yourself so that you can move forward in your life with a really strong, bright energy. If you've been feeling tired, you can do something about that. You can fix that issue, I feel. You may feel overwhelmed by that though, so going step by step or slowly. Okay, last one is this beautiful blue goldstone. You guys have, oh, the Lovers, nice. Make a decision. Well, that's eerie because the Lovers card, I'll just swap those over, is a card often about making a decision. Oh, spiritual union. Goodness me, relationships feature very strongly here. Okay. Wow. Number 2, and there's 2 here with the Lovers. Interesting. And making a decision. So make a decision comes up twice here as a double message, so that's very strong for you guys. So it may be that this week there's a decision around a relationship for some people, or there's a decision about collaborating on something with somebody. It's something involving another person this week if you've chosen this particular stone. So it could be, you know, you're married, or you're in a long-term relationship, or you're having decisions around a relationship, or you've made a decision, or you're going to make a decision this week about a soul connection, or about somebody that is already in your life. I do feel for most people this is about someone who's already in your life, and, you know, it could be you're making a decision together, like to buy a home, or to do something together as a couple or as a family unit, you know. So there's something here very strong about decisions this week around relationships, around moving forward on something. It could be something that you've discussed in the past, I feel, or something that you know, have somehow talked about in the past in some way. For some people, might be, I feel like this is less people, might be even just, you know, a couple of people. There could be a new soul connection coming into your life this week. You could be meeting someone new this week. That's not going to be for everyone. Obviously, these are general messages, but I am getting very strong here. It's super clear. Like, it's very interesting when you get in, when I get in these readings, repeated messages. So spiritual union with the Lovers is super strong, and make a decision, also echoing the decisions card, the Lovers. So very clear that there's decisions being, you know, that are going to be made, or that are going on, or that's in your mind. You might be in a relationship and you're thinking of making a change. You might be in a relationship and thinking of taking it to a new level, or, you know, all those kind of things could all be playing out here for you this week. But there's a big focus on your relationships either way. Very strong energy here. Wow. All right, guys, if you'd like a personal reading, go to the link below where I can focus more in on your personal world and what's going on for you. And if you enjoyed the reading, like the video and feel free to subscribe so you can keep updated. I post videos every week on the astrology and peer card readings as well. Have a great week, everybody. Take care. Bye.